That was good.
That was good.
That was good. Hey, did something to him?
They
Return of the Mac. The Mac is back. What it do, baby? Back again with another reaction. Fuck, I messed that up. Anyway, today we got the woman animated. I think this is supposed to be scary. Or?
I think so. It's by Llama Arts. So.
Oh, we ain't done no horror in a while, bruh. It's like Lee Hardcastle, some shit like that.
Yeah, we ain't horror.
In a minute, it's time to put your horror pants on. Let's get it. Let's go. But first, thought I was gonna do it, but I was gonna say the merch. It's linked down below. Get the merch. Welcome to Internet City. Welcome to Internet Culture. Welcome to What It Do. Crazy bitch ass niggas. Let's get into this.
The woman.
All right, let me get my horror face on.
All you have to do is think about your real life relationship. Cause you
that was a literal life horror in this, but I fear for my life every day.
Every day, son.
But I'd rather have somebody to fear. I'm sorry.
You're not my man.
You're not my dad.
You're not my friend, bro.
It's okay to be lonely sometimes.
You gonna stop coming for me, bro.
Oh shit. That's see, there's gold in the struggle. But there's diamonds in the struggle, because if you wasn't lonely, you wouldn't have been in my apartment all the time, and we wouldn't have started this reaction channel. So your loneliness kind of led us.
I was at your apartment all the time
to keep your mind. To keep your mind.
Oh, you a psychologist now?
That's what I see, bro.
That's what you see.
That's what I see. Click play.
You see that right hand coming?
Click play. No. Chill. Chill.
All right.
Chill.
Sponsored by Skillshare. More details at the end of the video.
You better be blocked up, nigga.
Okay, let me put my hard face on.
It was a late, moonless, snowy night. I heard the chilling cry of a bobcat as I arrived home from my parents' house. Where
I thought you were about to whack the shit out of me. I saw that hand go up.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I feel this heart.
Oh, shit.
we had just had Thanksgiving dinner in northern Michigan. Exhausted, I had finally made it to my bed when my pregnant girlfriend asked for nacho cheese munchies. Reluctantly, I laced up my boots and went to my car. Due to the cold, it took me a while to start the car, which only made me more irritated. But eventually I got it started, and I arrived at the convenience store to retrieve my girlfriend's mandated snacks. As I left the store, walking back towards my car, I saw a shadow of movement out of the corner of my eye. What looked like a person stood near the dumpster, just out of the light. I stepped towards the figure, and she looked at me with a giant sinister smile. Her face was so weathered, it looked like she had cracks all over her face. She was crouched down and appeared to be chewing on something.
See, that's that caucus shit.
I would have got it down low.
Big nigga, how fast? Nigga, what?
No,
out of there. I'm out of there. I'm gone. Out of there.
I looked to see what she was chewing on.
Look to see what she was
surprise,
chewing
it was
on.
a severed arm. It looked old.
I'm out of there. I'm gone.
Straight off the
bro. I wouldn't even look. I
wouldn't even have time to see what she was chewing. I wouldn't even have time to see her face.
First of all, if I see a shadow that looks wrong, nigga, I'm going the other way.
Exactly. They got
no, sir.
Hey, I would have parked as close as I can to the store. Got my ass. The cashier clerk gonna be dealing with this bitch on her own. Exactly.
You have to deal with this yourself. This is your problem.
And then your job. I don't work here, man.
Your place of employment.
As if it had been rotting for weeks. I saw her glance at something in her pocket. I could see the outline of what looked like a pocket knife. As soon as I looked back up, she quickly charged me. I pushed her away and then ran back to the convenience store. I burst through the door and frantically yelled towards the cashier to call the police as I turned to lock it. He asked me, What's going on? I scowled at him and said, "Please, just call the cops." I looked back outside and saw the woman had moved across the street and was still scrutinizing me as she maintained her malevolent grin. "Look, there's a girl out there who's trying to kill me." Looking over me, he replied, "I don't see anyone out there, sir." Those words shook me, even to this day. When the police reached the gas station, they began looking around for the woman while one of the officers asked me what had happened, and I told him the details of the encounter. One of the officers came back and said he couldn't find anything. I then took them back to where I first noticed her. We spent a few minutes intently searching, but there was no proof she was ever even there. The officer cocked his head and looked at me as if I was deranged and asked me in a judgmental tone, "Are you feeling okay?"
You on them drugs, boy?
I was about to defend myself, and then I started to think. I am tired, and I have had a couple of drinks, so I just told him, "Yes, sir. Sorry for bothering you. I hope you have a nice night." And then I drove home. I got home at around 4 o'clock in the morning. My girlfriend greeted me with an angered but concerning tone of voice. She asked me,
"Where were you? Are you okay?"
So I told her everything that happened.
Now, we all know this motherfucker wasn't concerned about his well-being.
She was worried about them chips.
And that too. She was worried about this nigga was out hitting something. That's what she was worried about. Pregnant, emotional. Nigga.
You taking time to release stress?
Yes, I am.
Look at this nigga Mike decompressing. He going through it. That's why he lashing out again.
Where you been? Who you been with? Why did it take you so long to get my munchies?
Nigga Mike stressed.
Of course, she didn't believe me. I couldn't get to sleep that night. I sat in my bed questioning my sanity, wondering if it was all even real. Am I crazy? Maybe
yes.
I'm just tired. But no, that can't be it. I saw it. But if I saw it, why was there no proof? Where did the arm go? Where did she go? Before I knew it, it was 7 in the morning, and I had to go to work. I threw on my jacket as I was about to head to the construction site, and I put my hand in my pocket and noticed that there was a hole in it. It wasn't there the other day. I thought, what if she caught my jacket as I ran? Which further proves my suspicion that she was real. I couldn't believe it. My mind completely went wild until my girlfriend kissed me goodbye. I told my friends at work what had happened, and they didn't believe me either. They made jokes about it the entire day, but I had my bowling tournament that day, so that gave me something to look forward to. I got home and hung my vest and jacket up and rapidly put on my bowling shoes and got my bowling ball. My girlfriend looked at me with a pleasant smile and said,
"Bro, nigga."
What you mean?
For one, this hoe is really like intimidating, and I know all these stories aren't real, but if somebody lived this life, this nigga would have a bad life. Because a lot of the Llama Arts stories about is first person about a dude.
and said,
"When will you be back?"
"Probably around 11.
Don't be long.
"I won't. Don't worry."
I'm gonna be back for you, baby.
At around 10:30, the tournament had finally finished, and we had won. I was so thrilled I had forgotten about the woman. As we were leaving, I noticed something at the other end of the parking lot.
You forget about the shit.
It was that psychotic woman. We stared at each other for what felt like an eternity. She slowly started moving towards me while waving her knife in the air and making cuts. I quickly jumped into my car and turned it on.
Thank you.
As I looked up, I saw she was standing in front of me, staring at me.
Over.
She slowly walked over to my window, and she said in a quiet, deep, and scratchy voice,
Little pig, let me in."
I was frozen
Little
with fear,
pig? Wow.
but I snapped back to reality when she banged on the roof of my car, screaming. I quickly slammed my foot on the accelerator and didn't let off it until I could see her
very
anymore.
descriptive.
When I
On the
arrived home, I
accelerator.
told my girlfriend what had happened. Like last time, she didn't believe me. I really thought I was insane, but I tried to forget about it and get some sleep. Later that night, I woke up and saw her in my room. All she said was, "Let me in," over and over as she got closer. She then started shouting,
Let me in, let me in, let me in! Let me in!
Come on, Paul. Stop being difficult.
Let me in!
I was wondering how in the world my girlfriend hadn't heard this going on.
What the fuck is going on?
The woman was right next to me and held up a knife to me.
This nigga is saying sleep
That's when I
paralysis or
fainted.
something?
I woke startled in my room, dripping with sweat. Then I remembered I don't have a girlfriend, nor a house, or a family.
He's a psycho.
Come on, Paul. Time for your morning meds.
He's a
Let
fucking
me in.
psycho. He's a fucking psycho. I knew some twist coming. That nigga's crazy. Looney bin. Out of there.
A literal Looney Tune.
Exactly.
That was good.
that was good.
That was
good.
I like that. That shit kept you on the edge of your seat, bro.
Nigga is creepy. This nigga's everything is creepy. Even the part where we won the bowling tournament, so I was pretty excited. Like nigga, that it's not gonna be creepy.
But it was terrifying.
That was good, but yeah, we're gonna catch you next time. If they got any more animated stories we need to watch, let us know now, bruh. And we'll